Welcome to the 2023 MMI Commencement Ceremony. My name is David Ivey, and I'm the Chief Academic Officer here at Marion. I will now ask you to please stand for the arrival of the academic processional, and please remain standing for the posting of the colors, the invocation, and the national anthem. Let us pray. We gather on this special day to celebrate and give thanks. Thanks for this day and the gift of life. Thanks for the friends and the family who have come near and far. Thanks for Marion Military Institute, for the faculty and staff, for their instruction, their mentoring, their guidance, their example and testimony. And most of all, we give thanks for these graduates standing before us today. Thanks for the gifts with which you have blessed them with, and with the blessing they will be to a world in need. Grant that the friendships they have made may continue, even across the miles and the years. That the lessons they have learned and the wisdom they have gained will never fade. Amen. I would now like to ask our director of our Performing Arts program, Mr. Michael Jimenez, to come forward to lead the singing of the national anthem. And I would also like to recognize Ms. Leah Washburn, who will be providing all the music for today's ceremony.
We watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare above Palestine in air gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Before I begin, I would like to introduce our stage party and select members of our executive staff. Here with us today is our commencement speaker, Mr. Dwight Stone, our Chief Instructional Officer, Ms. Cammie Jones, our Senior VP and Commandant of Cadets, Colonel Ed Passmore, who is also serving today as our Grand Marshal. I will now ask the members of the executive and senior staff to please stand and be recognized. MMI's executive and senior staff. Well, thank you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the 16th President of Marion Military Institute, Colonel David J. Mollahan.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. And although it's a day early, I'd like to just say to all the mothers out there, an early Happy Mother's Day, okay? So you all don't forget that. On behalf of all of us here at Marion Military Institute, I want to welcome all the families and friends of our graduating cadets, as well as our special guests, to this very special ceremony today. You know, there's really nothing more integral to the success of an MMI cadet than the support of their family and friends. So, to the family and friends, your cadet success is also your success. It's something that you both share, so congratulations to you all, and again, thank you for being here. I'd also like to say thank you and well done to all those that helped to make this school run. It's our executive and our senior staff, our faculty, our TAC officers, our coaches, our administrative and support staff who help to ensure that each cadet gets an outstanding educational experience here at MMI. There's a lot of hard work, coordination, and commitment that goes into this, as you might imagine. And so to all of our faculty and staff, thank you for another great year, another successful year, and Bravo Zulu, well done. I would now like to take just a moment to offer my own personal congratulations to our graduates, and this really is one last time. Hooah! Hoorah! Okay, that's all right. That's okay. Sometimes they can really blow the doors off here. As I mentioned at the recent spring formal, You know, you have taken a much more difficult path. It is the road less traveled by. You have overcome the many challenges that have faced you. You had to push through the initial homesickness when you just first got here. You had to adapt to these new surroundings of the MMI campus, to life in the barracks, and adjust to the demands and rigors of the campus environment, which is made up of an immersive military environment. You've had to adjust to the demands and the rigors of college academics, had to learn to balance and manage time with the many competing demands, including academics, leadership, character development, military requirements, and for some of you, athletic requirements. Despite all these many challenges, you are here today. You're here today, right? You didn't quit. You didn't give up. You're about to finish what you started here at MMI, and that means the ceremony today and the degree you're about to receive. For your perseverance, your toughness, I'd even say your grit, for making it here to this day, I can tell you that I and all of us at the MMI, as part of the MMI community, are extremely proud of you, and you have every right to be proud of yourselves. And because of all this, you have gained the benefit of the full scope of the MMI experience, and whether you realize it or not, this experience has improved you in many ways, especially with regard to your intellectual development, your leadership development, and to your individual character development. MMI has made you not only better educated, but has helped to make you a better person with more leadership skills and more mature and responsible character than you would have had otherwise had you gone someplace else, and certainly more than your peers who did not have the MMI experience. And you have earned something truly special, an associate's degree, your first college degree from this military college, MMI. You'll have this for the rest of your lives, and it's something that you can be proud of as you go forward, and it will be respected in wherever you go from here. Remember now that you are linked to a legacy that stretches back to 1842. Remember that this has been your home away from home. This has been your very own sweet home, Alabama. Remember that this is where your adult life truly began. I mean, it really did start here. And you are connected to thousands and tens of thousands of highly successful men and women in the military, the government, business, and industry, in all walks of life, and all around this state and around this country, who to this day proclaim themselves as proud MMI alumni. You are now one of them, and no matter where you go from here, no matter what you ultimately go on to do, you are now and will always be Marion Made. So congratulations, the best of luck to you all, and as we say in the maritime services, I wish each and every one of you fair winds and following seas. I would now like to introduce our commencement speaker today, Mr. Dwight Stone, MMI class of 1984. Mr. Stone is originally from Florala, Alabama, and attended Florala High School, where he played high school football. After graduating from MMI, he attended Middle Tennessee State University. He played college football at both MMI and Middle Tennessee as a running back and averaged 7 yards per rush and scored over 40 touchdowns in his college career. In 1987, Mr. Stone began a 14-year career in the National Football League, the NFL, by signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers as an undrafted free agent. He was the only undrafted free agent to make the opening day roster. During his NFL career, he played as a running back, wide receiver, and kick returner for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Carolina Panthers, and the New York Jets. He was an outstanding special teams gunner and kick returner for 8 years with the Steelers. Former Steelers coach Chuck Noll said that Mr. Stone had what he's called beep, beep, as in the road runner, beep, beep speed, and that he was, quote, the fastest player I've ever coached over 40 yards, unquote. In fact, he was timed at 4.2 seconds in the 40-yard dash. Now, folks, for those that don't pay attention to this, that is like speed of light fast. You know, I looked this up recently. Do you know that in the last 10 years, including the 2023 NFL Combine, only 11 players in the entire NFL ran under a 4.3. So he ran a 4.240, and he also bench pressed 225 at 28 repetitions. That's like really impressive, Dwight. In 1999, Mr. Stone was selected as the winner of the New York Jets Marty Lyons Award for Community Service, given to the player who gives from the heart and through charity and community involvement. And in May 2021, he was selected to the all-undrafted Steelers team. After retiring from the NFL, Mr. Stone became a police officer for the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department in Charlotte, North Carolina, where he served as a school resource officer, patrol officer, and a field force officer for 15 years. That, too, is very impressive. In 2007 through 8, Officer Stone was selected as Volunteer of the Year for the Right Moves Youth Organization, and he retired from the police department in 2015 and still does a lot in the charity world. He has been married to his wife, Jenny, a physical therapist, for 27 years, and they have 3 daughters. Kira, who is an East Carolina University graduate, Kaylin, a senior at North Carolina State, and Selena, a high school junior. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker today, Mr. Dwight Stone, MMI class of 1984.
First of all, I'd give a thanks to the Lord Almighty. My everyday walk is with Jesus Christ. Wow. He started telling those stats. I said, is that really me? One of the things that I want to say, first of all, is Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Y'all do so much in life, and I must say a couple of things about my mom that y'all can find hopefully fascinating. I grew up in a place called Florella, Alabama. If you went through there, if you blink your eye, you probably missed it. It's a very small town. It's about 1,968 people there. And also, before I get carried even further, congratulations to you, first of all, young ladies and young men. I know what y'all went through. I know there's times that when you like, why am I here? What am I doing? You know, what decision did I make? I can promise you, you made the right decision because I'm a prime example. Going back to grew up in Florella with a single mom, 4 brothers, 2 sisters next to the youngest. A mom who never made excuses. She used to work from 7 to 11, 11 to 7, 3 to 11, not all in one day, but different times. Never once did she complain. Now I said, okay, Mom, if there's something you need. She said, no, I want to make sure my kids are taken care of. There are a lot of things in life that you want, but all our needs was taken care of in Florella. Grew up in, I guess I can say this right here. It costs more to go to school here than what my mom was making a year. And you're thinking, like, how in the world is that possible? Can you go to school here? I had 3 great gentlemen there who I ran into. One was Colonel Murphy when he was here. Another one was Coach Lynn Holyfield. And another one was Coach Bubba Hooker. These 3 gentlemen played a big role in my life. I came here to visit with a friend. When I arrived here on campus, I felt like, this is a place for me. I knew it was a place for me. I prayed about it. I asked about it. But my thing was, how can I get here? Financially, my mom didn't have the financial. But those 3 gentlemen somehow worked where I got a grant, a Pell Grant. I got a loan, and I got a partial scholarship. And when I came here with the essence of being humble because my mom was a very humble person. I grew up being humble because my mom always says, you treat people better than what you expect to be treated. And when I got here, it was a big eye-opener. I grew up in Florella. In Florella, I'm a straight-up country boy. I'm just going to tell you like it is. I'm in this suit right now. It's killing me, I'm used to being in blue jeans and a T-shirt, But I'm here to tell y'all that if you put your mind to something, it always works out. When I came to Marion, I looked around, and I said, whatever I'm going to do, it's going to be because people put their trust in me. Those 3 gentlemen I talked about, my mom thinking about her being back home, I wrote a note to myself my senior year, and it had, and I'll tell you later what it had. It was about my mom. I'll tell you that at the end. But yeah, when I arrived here at Marion, I knew this was the place because there was no person above anyone else. No matter what background you came from, you could have came from the high echelon, or you could have came down where below echelon where I was. Everybody was treated the same, and everybody was treated in a respect factor. If you did your job, you were pretty much nothing to worry about. I don't think I never marched. I don't know if y'all still do that. You get the merits here still. I don't know if y'all still do that. I never marched a parade field. I seen quite a few of my friends march it, but yeah, that's not good, you know. But I trust that what I'm about to say, that will stick with you. When I came here and I look back on 40 years ago when I came to visit here, it's 40 years now. Maybe one of you will be up here where I'm at, because I always wondered when I was sitting out there, I said, like, how do you get to be up there and speak and tell somebody your story? I'm telling you my story. Every day is Jesus Christ. When I got here with the breakfast roll call, the marching, the parade, and everything, believe me, the foundation in which you have right now, you don't believe it, but it's going to come in handy. I'm married. I have 3 daughters. I mean, I couldn't have been more happier, but my foundation was Marion gave me an opportunity to succeed beyond my expectation and accomplish my goals. Once I left Marion, I went to Middle Tennessee. I spent a year and a half there. After that, I ended up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this was things started changing. I used to call back Colonel Murphy, who was a colonel here. We used to talk when I was in Middle Tennessee. We always stayed in communication. He always asked Dwight, everything okay? Do you need anything? Is everything fine? I said, Colonel, everything is fine. But when I first went to Middle Tennessee, it snowed. And if you're from Florella, well, I've never seen snow. I don't do snow, you know. And when it snowed and I told him what was going on, he sent me a care package. The next week at my dorm, I get a trench coat, I get the pea coat, and that was back in the style. Y'all don't know about that. But that was back in the style, and everybody's like, man, who's your hookup? I said, I got hookups back in Marion, you know, trying to brag a little bit. But also in that note Colonel Murphy gave me, he said, your loan is paid off. I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, my loan paid off? I said, I ain't pay no loan. I ain't pay nothing. He said, an alumnus or remain anonymous paid your loan off. I said, really? He said, yes. And I see the little things that you do, you don't think no one noticed it? He said, just because you was a good, not only a football field, but you was a good student, you was a good cadet. Those things people look at. The things that you think people don't see, they see it. They may not say it, but you keep doing what you're doing the right things. I know you're thinking like no one is noticing it. People notice it. When I went to Pittsburgh Steelers, I knew there that Colonel Murphy called me and said, hey, Dwight, how's everything going up there again? We stayed in communication all the time. I said, Colonel, it's going good. I said, what I learned at Marion, believe it or not, made me the only player to make the Pittsburgh Steelers, because the mindset that I had, no matter how hard they worked, I worked harder. If you're working 23 hours a day, I'm working 24 hours a day. And that was my mindset, and that's the thing I had. And the same thing with my mom. She used to work, and I used to think about her, how hard she worked and all the things. And I want to do something back for Mom. And with the help of, like I say, Marion again, they gave me the opportunity. When I got there, remember that note I told you I put in that coffee can? That note wrote back in '83 now. I don't know how this is going to happen. I said, by 1993, I'm going to have my mom out of debt. I'm going to have my mom in a house. I'm going to buy my mom a car. I'm going to fly my mom somewhere she always wanted to go, and all this is going to happen. This all happened because I went to Marion and people believed in me. They gave me the opportunity. And I was able to do that. Once I got to the NFL, after my 4th year, I brought my mom a house. My mom didn't know how to drive now. In Florella, it's a small town, so you don't really have to have good driving skills. And she was like 55. I said, Mom, if you learn how to drive, I'll buy you a car. Sure enough, I don't know how my mom, I don't know who she paid off to give her a license, but I ended up buying her a car, taking it down to her. I flew her to Hawaii, I flew her to Pittsburgh. I put her up. I took her to the finest restaurant. And this is not bragging. This is something just saying that when people do something for you, it's amazing just trying to give it back. Your journey right here have closed. The door here has closed. Y'all got this chapter. You're going to have other challenges in life. Always remember, you got a brother in myself that always got your back, no matter what it is. In my closing, I got a poem which my mom gave me probably 30 years ago. It said, "Let your wish become a prayer. There's no problems too big or no questions too small. Just ask God in faith, He answered them all. Not always at once, so be patient and wait. For God never comes too soon or too late. So trust in His wisdom and believe in His word. No prayers unanswered, no prayers unheard." Congratulations to you. May God bless you all, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Mr. Stone, on behalf of Colonel Mollahan and the entire staff and faculty of Marion Military Institute, we would like to present you with an engraved crystal plaque of the historic MMI Chapel to express our tremendous gratitude for your willingness to serve today as our distinguished commencement speaker. Thank you, Mr. Stone. I would now like to take the time to recognize some special guests that are with us today. The wife of our president, Miss Ingrid Mollahan. The wife of our senior VP, Miss Susan Passmore. The wife of our professor of military science, Miss Alma Martinez. The chair of the MMI Foundation Board of Trustees and Advisors, Mr. Ed O'Neill. The president of the MMI Alumni Brigade, Mr. Wynn Morgan. Major General William Shane Lee, U.S. Army Reserves. He's also a member of the MMI Presidential Support Council. And lastly, from the Alabama Community College System, Mr. Charles Jones, who is the Regional Workforce Manager. Each year, MMI honors an outstanding faculty member, and we do that at commencement. And with this award is known or called the Trustees Professorship Award for Excellence in Teaching. The awardee receives an engraved plaque along with a $500 check from the MMI Foundation. This year's recipient is Dr. Rankin Shirling. Dr. Shirling has been a member of the MMI faculty since 2014, and his department chair provided this information about Dr. Shirling. He's established a reputation as an authority on Scot-Irish immigration to the United States, publishing The Invisible Irish, Finding Protestants in the 19th Century Migrations to America in 2016. He created MMI's Gaelic Club, exposing students to the Gaelic language, and has sponsored several trips to Ireland, immersing the students into the Gaelic language. He has taught MMI's Service Academy Prep U.S. History course for the last several years, with nearly all of his students successfully validating U.S. history upon arrival to West Point. One of his current students had this to say about Dr. Shirling. After taking his class, I've not only expanded my knowledge of U.S. history, but he has taught me what a true education is and how to expand your mind and thought processes. Dr. Shirling is not only a great teacher, but a trustworthy man who is always willing to help cadets reach their personal goals. Congratulations again to Dr. Shirling. Also at commencement, we honor a staff member with the Staff Excellence Award. The recipient will also receive an engraved plaque with a $500 check from the MMI Foundation. This year's recipient is Mrs. Dawn Curtis. Dawn has been employed at MMI since 2013, and her supervisor had this to say about her performance. She has made tremendous contributions to the advancement office thanks to her creative ability and talents. She was the lead for all alumni mixers and extremely successful, well-attended alumni weekend, and created the Alumni Brigade 50, an effort she created to raise scholarship opportunities for our cadets. She is very devoted to her job and always goes above and beyond what is expected of her. Congratulations again to Ms. Dawn Curtis, the recipient of the 2003 Staff Excellence Award. Each year, Marion Military Institute names a college cadet as the best all-around cadet. This award was presented at last week's honors convocation. Elijah Hurst, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? We will now announce the award recipient of the Carl Arnold Award for Academic Excellence. This award is presented annually to the graduating cadet with the highest cumulative academic grade point average for the last 4 semesters. The recipient will receive a special recognition certificate today and will also receive an engraved sword signifying this outstanding accomplishment at a later date. This award is made possible by the contributions from the friends and family of Carl Arnold and the MMI Foundation. This year, we had 3 graduates that earned a perfect 4.0 for the last 4 semesters. This year's recipients are J.C. Armstrong, Max Grogan, and John K. Tennell. Congratulations again to J.C., Max, and John Cade. Now, for the conferring of the degrees and the presentation of the diplomas. After our graduates receive their diplomas today, they will also receive a 3-year membership certificate signifying their new status as an MMI alumnus. And they'll receive that from Ms. Dawn Curtis, who's the Director of our Alumni Affairs. Assisting Ms. Curtis today will be Mr. Wynn Morgan, the President of the MMI Alumni Brigade. Now, will the candidates for the associate's degree please rise? I now invite our Chief Instructional Officer, Ms. Cammie Jones, to the podium to present the class.
Thank you, Mr. Ivey. Colonel Mollahan, on behalf of the faculty, it is my privilege to present to you these candidates for the associate's degree.
By the power vested in me in the state of Alabama, I now confer upon you the associate degree. Congratulations, and bravo Zulu, well done.
Will the graduates please come forward to receive their diploma?
All right, now, just for everybody's awareness now, I know we like to do things with certain military precision, military standards, military protocol, and so forth, but it is A-OK to yell, scream, cheer, whistle, whatever you want to do to let whoever it is that's of interest to you walking across this stage know how proud you are of them. So go ahead and have at it, all right? This is a celebration today, all right? Okay.
Harley Alyssa Anderson. J.C. Elizabeth Armstrong. Nigel Christopher Bannister. James Martin Bell. Wesley Harrison Bell. Jack Weldon Beck. Kyle Bitterfield. David Cole Blaze. Braden Gregory Brown. Caleb Bradley Bryan. Quandre Devon Burrows. Christian X. Camacho Irizarry. Ethan Tyler Canterbury. Alston James Crocker. Jessica Ashlyn Cross. Braden Charles Dawson. Logan Curtis Dunaway. Daniel Wyatt Ellis. Winton Elston. Dawn Marie Evans. Tyler Michael Fell. Allison Talon Fife. Luke Jameson Fondren. Shiante Nichelle Grace. Mason Green. Maxwell Joseph Grogan. Humberto Raul Guajardo. Jasmine Healy. Destiny M. Heron. Jake Colton Hooper. Elisha Stennis Hurst.
Daniel Lynn Johns. Marcellus DeMarco Jones. Kendall Alexandria Knotts. Alexis John Lambert. Henry Cross Limley. Jakari Lovelace. Luca Daniel Mayberry. Ian Alexander Mannings. Camden Scott Matthews. Dale Sumter McKee. Aiden Quint Mendenhall. John Thomas Morris. Robert Andrew Filial II. Harrison Keith Poplin. Aiden Pasquale Porciello. Nicholas Seth Purvis. Colin James Roll. Tristan Joseph Sample. Jason Alani Smith, Jr. Preston John Smith. Jordan Bailey Sturdivant. James Nathan Samita III. John Amby Tamby. Carly Aaron Taylor. Thomas Jonathan Eads Taylor. John Cade Tennell. Juan Enrique Vasquez Cruz. Olivia Laren Weiss. Sean Patrick Ward. Caleb Augustus Wester. Leonard Emmanuel Wheaton II. Connor Thomas White. Nathan Eli White. Landon Pate Williams. Gabriel Liam Worley. Let's have one more applause for our class of 2023. I will now ask Mr. Michael Jimenez to come back to the stage to lead the singing of the Alma Mater. For your convenience, the words are listed on the back of the program.
Please stand as we sing the Alma Mater and remain standing for the benediction and the recessional.
Please be seated. In closing, I want to take this time to thank several groups that have helped make this day a success and possible. To all the families and friends of these graduates, thank you for the dedicated support you have given these graduates along the way. Thank you for providing them the long-distance support, the phone calls, the text messages, the trips to Marion, and countless care packages to help these men and women finish what they started. I want to thank the admissions office, the advancement office, the athletics department, buildings and grounds, the business office and financial aid, the bookstore and QM, the commandant's office and the Center for Leadership, the MMI counseling office, human resources, the IT department, the MMI president's office, the ROTC department, and Sage Dining. Thank you all for providing the necessary support during the last 2 years to help these graduates become successful. To all the academic faculty, the Academic Success Center, and the library staff, thank you for the extra hours of time, all the study sessions, the mentoring, the tutoring, all the support you have provided these graduates during their journey to make it to this special day. To my academic support staff, especially Ms. Toller, Ms. Horton, Ms. Painter, Ms. Green, and Mrs. Jones for all their support all throughout the year. As everyone can see, it definitely takes a campus-wide effort to end up to where we are today. And lastly, to the graduating class of 2023, thank you for staying the course, never giving up, and as always, finishing what you started. Just a friendly reminder, we cordially invite you today to join us at a reception honoring these graduates immediately following this ceremony from 11 to 12:30 on the patio located at the President's Quarters. Also, on behalf of MMI's ROTC department, you are also invited to attend the 1 p.m. commissioning ceremony that will be held in the MMI Historic Chapel. I would now like to ask everyone to please rise for the benediction, and please remain standing until the academic processionals has left the gymnasium. Let us pray. Go out in joy as you celebrate your achievement here today. Go out with confidence. Know that the God of love will lead your way. Go out in unity. Take your gifts and give them to the world. Go out with strength, clothed and equipped with all you've learned. Go out with wisdom as God renews your mind each and every day. Go out in love with kindness and blessings to give away. Go out and take your studies to bless God's beautiful world. As we go forth in truth, honor, and service, amen.